The full Supreme Personality is the complete and perfect aspect of the Absolute. And the Divine Oneness, Divine Light, is an incomplete aspect of the Absolute. Spiritual life means to realize ourselves as parts of the source and basis of being. But what is the source and basis of being? Some philosophers try to understand the Absolute by denying everything here in the material world. We see here forms, qualities, personality, but they're temporary. So these philosophers say that actually they have no real existence, and the Absolute has no form, no qualities, no personality. They teach that the perfection of life is to merge with the Absolute Oneness, the Divine Light. And many people have very vivid experience of this. They see it's far more blissful than any experience of material form, qualities, personality, and so on. The Vedic tradition recognizes this process of denying everything here in the material world, relative world, but it recommends that we go beyond this negative process, and so that we can recognize and realize the positive aspect of the Absolute, complete with transcendental form, transcendental qualities, transcendental personality, which are beyond the imperfections of temporary material forms, qualities, and personalities. What do we mean by transcendental form and transcendental personality? The form and personalities that we see here in this world, they're temporary, they're changing all the time. But the principles of form, personality, they don't change. They don't change with time, so they're eternal. If they're eternal, then they're parts of the Absolute. We can't deny personality. After all, the fact that we can discuss these things, meditate, practice, it's all because we're personalities. Supposing somebody has a temporary experience of going beyond personality and then coming back and telling us about it. That doesn't mean to say the personality doesn't exist. After all, who's having the experience and then coming back to tell us? A personality. It doesn't even really make sense to say that the featureless oneness could be the source and basis of material relative form, personality, and qualities. After all, how could featureless oneness give rise to variety and personality? There must be something beyond this featureless oneness. And the Vedic wisdom tradition confirms this idea. It explains that the Absolute is actually a personality complete with absolute transcendental form, transcendental personalities, transcendental qualities. And it's this transcendental form, quality, and personalities which are the basis of the relative form, qualities, and personalities that we see in this world around us. That's not to deny the reality of the Divine Oneness. It's obviously real, but it's not the complete aspect of the Absolute. The Vedic wisdom tradition explains that the one absolute truth has three distinct aspects. The first is the divine light, the featureless divine light. The second is the supersoul or Paramatma, the expansion of the Absolute within the heart of every living being. And the third, the complete aspect, is the divine personality who lives in the transcendental world with transcendental associates. Many meditators try to attain the divine light, the oneness. Mystic yogis meditate on the presence of the Lord within the heart, the Supreme within the heart, and they achieve mystic powers. And those who practice bhakti yoga, the yoga of transcendental loving service, they relate directly to the Supreme Personality in the spiritual world. That includes practitioners in the Vedic tradition and also in other traditions like in the Christian, Islamic traditions. Because the question arises, who is that Supreme Divine Personality? Like to know more? Watch the next video.